Hello mga kawamat! Sa video lesson na to, i-discuss natin kung paano i-graph ang rational function. So bago muna yan, i-recall muna natin yung mga properties ng graphing of rational function. The domain of a function is the set of all values that the variable x can take. The range of the function is the set of all values that f of x will take. The zeros of a function are the values of x which make the function zero. Intercepts are x or y intercepts crosses the x-axis or y-axis. Y-intercept is the y-coordinate of the point where the graph crosses the y-axis. X-intercept is the x-coordinate of the point where the graph crosses the x-axis. And then, an asymptote is a straight line associated with a curve such that as a point moves along an infinite branch of the curve, the distance from the point to the line approaches zero, and the slope of the curve at the point approaches the slope of the line. Vertical asymptotes, they are the restriction on the x values of a reduced rational function. So to find restriction, equate the denominator to 0 and solve for x. Okay, horizontal asymptote, let n be the degree of numerator and m the degree of denominator. So if the degree of numerator is less than the degree of denominator, the horizontal asymptote is 0. If the degree of numerator is equal to the degree of denominator, so we are using this y is equal to a over b, where a is the leading coefficient of the numerator and b is the leading coefficient of the denominator. If the degree of the numerator is greater than to the degree of the if the degree of your numerator is greater than to the degree of denominator, wala tayong horizontal asymptote. So, yan yung mga properties of graphing rational function. Let's start. Okay, for example, f of x is equal to 7 over x. So, kunin muna natin yung mga properties ng given function na to. So, to find the domain, tingin lang tayo sa denominator natin. So, equate lang natin sa 0. So, therefore, ang domain natin o yung function na to ay restricted sa 0. Ibig sabihin, hindi pwede maging 0 to kasi kapag 0 yung denominator natin, magiging undefined yung function natin. So, therefore, ano yung domain natin? Set of all real numbers except 0. Yung X Intercept naman, anong ginagawa sa X Intercept? Yung f of x natin, papalitan na natin ng 0. So, 0 is equal to 7 over x. By cross multiplication, 0 times x, that is 0 is equal to 7. And 0 is not equal to 7. So, therefore, wala tayong X Intercept. Same process sa Y Intercept. So, to find the Y-intercept, so, ang gagawin naman natin, papalitan natin yung x natin ng 0. So, 7 over 0 and that make our function undefined. So, maging undefined yung function natin. So, wala rin tayo dyang Y-intercept. So, para makuha naman yung vertical asymptote, so anong titingnan natin? So, ang pinakamadaling paraan, tingnan nyo na lang kung ano yung value ng domain, ay yung nakuha natin sa domain na x value na magiging restriction. So, since 0 ay restricted value sa domain natin, ito na yung vertical asymptote natin. O kaya kung makalimutan nyo naman, so equate nyo lang ang denominator nyo sa zeros. And then, to find the horizontal asymptote, titingin lang tayo sa degree ng numerator and degree ng denominator. Since yung degree ng numerator natin ay 0 and degree ng denominator is 1, so n is less than m. So kapag ganyan, yung horizontal asymptote nyo ay 0. So this is another, this is one way para ma-sketch natin yung rational function natin. Gagawa tayo ng table of values. So, pwede kayo mag-assign ng x values tapos substitute nyo dito sa f of x is equal to 7 over x. Sa ginawa ko, kumuha lang ako ng x values from negative 4 to positive 4 and then sinubstitute ko lang yung mga yan at ito yung makukuha yung y value dyan. Kapag pre-practice nyo to. So, test natin using the Cartesian plane. Plot lang natin yung mga yung nakuha nating coordinate. So, meron tayong So, yung 1 and 7, di ko na nilagay. So, start ako sa 2 and 3.5. So, ito yon. Then, 3 and 2.33 and 4 and 1.75. So, kayo pwede nyo yan extend para mas makita nyo talaga yung itsura ng graph. Pero, yung gagawin lang natin is sketch lang natin para makita nyo kung ano magiging itsura ng f of x is equal to 7 over x. So, rough sketch lang yung gagawin natin. So, ganun din sa kabila. Okay, so ito yung rough sketch natin. So, kapag tinignan natin yan, yung actual sketch niya gamit yung any graphing app. So, ang ginagamit ko, yung Desmos. So, pwede nyo itong i-download sa App Store nyo. Ito yung ginagamit ko para ma-check ko na tama yung graph ko. Or, kapag nagamit ko yung laptop, i-type nyo lang ito sa browser nyo. So, check ko. Ipapakita ko sa inyo kung paano gagawin. Okay, medyo mabagal lang. Okay. So, pagkabukas nyo, ganito yan. And then, i-type nyo lang yung given na rational function. Of course, yung f of x, gawin nyo ng y. Y is equal to, yung kanina, 7. So, ang itatype ko, divide. Or yung slash, or divide x. So, makikita nyo yung graph. So, kapag nilakihan natin yung graph, sabi kasi 'di ba, yung graph daw natin ay hindi magta-touch dun sa horizontal and vertical asymptote natin. So, kapag nilakihan nyo yan, since ito yung vertical asymptote natin, no, 0, so hindi magta-touch yung graph natin dyan. Ganun din sa horizontal asymptote natin. So, y is equal to 0. Kapag nilakihan nyo yan, so, kapag niliitan nyo kasi yan, minimize nyo, akala nyo nagdidikit yung graph or nagtatouch yung graph sa horizontal asymptote nyo. Which is not. Kapag nilakihan nyo yung graph na yan, makikita nyo na malayong-malayo siya. Palapit lang siya ng palapit. Okay? So, pwede nyo tong gamitin. Malaking tulong to sa inyo para ma-check kung tama yung graph nung functions. Okay, next. Okay, I have f of x is equal to 5x over 2x minus 8. So again, kunin muna natin yung mga properties ng graph. So to find the domain, tingnan nyo lang yung denominator nyo, 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. So, 2x minus 8 is equal, lipat natin si negative 8. And then, divide both side by 2. So, therefore, x is equal to positive 4. Ibig sabihin, yung graph natin, restricted siya kay positive 4. So, the domain are the set of all real numbers except positive 4. Para makuha naman natin yung zeros, tingin lang tayo dun sa numerator natin and then equate natin sa 0. So, 5x is equal to 0. So, divide both side by 5. So, x is equal to 0. Next, to find the X Intercept. So, paano kunin yung X Intercept? Gagawin natin yung f of x natin ng 0. Papalitan to ng 0. So, magiging 0 is equal to 5x over 2x minus 8. Then cross multiply, 0 times 2x minus 8, that is 0, is equal to 5x. Divide both side by 5, so x is equal to 0. Para kunin naman yung Y-Intercept, yung tinuro kong shortcut dun sa how to find the intercept of rational function. So, ano ba yung ginagawa doon? Pwede nyong gamitin yung kunin yung constant. Or, papalitan nyo ng 0 yung mga x natin. So y is equal to 5 times 0 over 2 times 0 minus 8. Since 5 times 0 is 0, so that will become 0 over negative 8. The answer is 0. So, yan yung y-intercept natin, 0. To find the vertical asymptote, again, so kung nakuha na natin yung restricted value sa domain natin, yun yung value ng vertical asymptote natin. So, that is x is equal to 4.
And then, to find the horizontal asymptote, so saan tayo tumitingin? Sa degree ng numerator and sa degree ng denominator. Since same yung degree ng numerator and denominator natin, kunin nyo lang yung numerical coefficient or yung leading coefficient ng numerator and denominator. And that is y is equal to 5 over 2 or that is 2.5. Okay. So, meron tayong vertical asymptote na 4. So, ilagay natin. And then, yung horizontal asymptote na 2.5. So, ito yung vertical asymptote natin. Ito din yung horizontal asymptote natin. So, yan muna yung unang yung gagawin. Ilalagay nyo yan. And then, ipa-plot nyo yung X Intercept saka Y Intercept. Since 0, 0 naman, so dito lang yan. Hindi nyo na kailangan. And then, identify nyo yung gagamitin natin para sa interval natin sa paggawa ng sign table. So, ano lang yung titingnan nyo, yung sa value ng vertical asymptote at 0. So, ibig sabihin yung 4 saka 0, siya yung gagamitin nyo para sa interval or para sa paggawa ng sign table. Since meron tayong dalawa, ibig sabihin tatlo yung interval natin. Okay, paano ginagawa yung interval? So, unahin muna natin. Of course, lagi na sa left side yung mas mababang number. So, x is greater than 0 but less than 4. And then yung dito, x is less than 0. And then sa right side, x is greater than 4. So, kung may tanong kayo dito, pwede nyo balikan yung how to solve rational inequalities. Kasi dun sa solving rational inequalities, meron dong sign table, yung ganito. Okay? So, sa test point, kukuha lang kayo ng any number na less than sa 0. So, kunin ko negative 1. And then, yung sa gitna ng 0 and 4, kuha ako ng isa. So, kinuha ko is positive 1. And then, number greater than 4. So, ang kinuha ko is positive 5. So, itong mga test point na ito, isa-substitute nyo lang dito. Actually, dito lang sa dalawa na to. Okay, pag sinubstitute natin si negative 1 kay 5x, ang makukuha natin dyan ay negative 5. So, since tinawag natin itong sign table, so yung sign na lang yung mga ilalagay nyo dyan. Then, substitute negative 1 kay 2x minus 8, ang makukuha nyo na lang dyan negative. So, paano natin makuha to without substituting negative 1 dyan? Ita-times nyo na lang itong sign na to. Negative times negative, that is positive. Dito sa x is equal to 1, same process, substitute nyo lang din kay 5x. So, pag sinubstitute yung 1 kay 5x, makukuha nyo is positive 5. Kaya positive yung sign natin. Substitute 1 sa 2x minus 8. Ang sagot natin dyan is negative. Okay, by the way, so bakit positive na dito? So, kapag may nakuha ka ng positive dyan, ibig sabihin, tuloy-tuloy yan, lahat positive na. So, yan yung shortcut dyan. So, kahit di mo na i-substitute yung 5 dun sa 5x, automatic kapag may positive ka nang nakuha, yung kasunod niyan, positive. Yung dito lang ha, hindi yung sa baba. Okay, next. 1, i-substitute kay 2x minus 8. So, negative makukuha nyo. And then, multiply positive times negative. So, that is negative. So, dito, substitute natin si 5 kay 2x minus 8. Positive yung makukuha nyo dyan. Therefore, positive times positive, that is positive. So, anong ibig sabihin nitong mga sign sa baba? Ibig sabihin nito, sila yung magsasabi ng direction nung graph natin. Para kapag nag-graph sketch tayo, alam natin kung above the x-axis ba or below the x-axis. Okay, so, kagaya nito, x less than 0. Ito yung unang interval natin. X is less than 0. So, ito yung 0 natin. So, pag ganun, no? So, mula daw dito, positive. So, therefore, above the x-axis. So, yung graph natin mula sa 0 to negative infinity, nasa taas siya ng x-axis. So, paano yon? So, lagyan nyo lang muna ng arrow para mamaya, pag ni-rough sketch nyo, ma-identify nyo na pataas siya or nasa taas na siya ng x-axis. Next, sa gitna ng 0, in between 0 and positive 4. So, since negative 2, ibig sabihin nasa below the x-axis. Pababa yung graph natin ngayon. And then, yung x is greater than 4, positive. So, therefore, nasa taas siya ng x-axis natin. So, dito natin siya ilalagay. So, kapag ni-rough sketch natin yan, so, ganyan yung graph nyo. Okay, so, makikita natin na itong graph natin ay hindi siya magta-touch dito sa horizontal asymptote natin. Bakit? Okay, so mamaya ipapakita ko yung actual sketch again. And then, ito din, hindi rin siya magta-touch dito sa vertical asymptote natin. Ito yung mga itong vertical asymptote sa horizontal asymptote natin, parang sila yung serve as a wall or anong tawag natin dyan? Boundary nung graph natin. Okay, using Desmos, yung ginagamit kong graphing app. So, ito yung actual sketch nung graph ng ano yung given function natin, 5x over 2x minus 8. Okay, pwede nyo i-check using your graphing application. Another, we have x minus 2 over x plus 2, same process. Kunin muna natin yung domain, and that is, tingin tayo sa denominator, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Equate muna natin. So, x is equal to negative 2. Ibig sabihin, domain natin is set of all real numbers except negative 2. Sa zeros naman, tingin tayo sa numerator. So, equate lang natin sa 0. X minus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to 2. And then, sa X Intercept, ang gagawin nyo lang dyan, papalitan yung fx nyo ng 0. So, magiging 0 is equal to x minus 2 over x plus 2. Then, cross multiply. So, 0 pa rin is equal to x minus 2. And then, lipat lang natin si negative 2 sa kabilang side. So, makuha natin x is positive 2. Sa Y-Intercept, pwede nyo na gamitin yung shortcut na tinuro ko sa inyo. Dahil ang Y-Intercept, that is the quotient of your constant. So, ito yon. So, negative 2 divided by positive 2, the answer is negative 1. Next, vertical asymptote again. So, since nakuha na natin yung restricted value natin, so yun na yung vertical asymptote natin. Again, magkaiba yung domain sa vertical asymptote. Ang sagot natin sa domain, ito yon. Okay? And then, yung vertical asymptote natin, yung restricted value, that is negative 2. Sa horizontal asymptote, since equal yung degree ng numerator at saka denominator, kunin natin yung leading coefficient ng numerator and denominator, and that is 1 over 1. So, the horizontal asymptote is 1. Okay, so, mayroon tayong vertical asymptote na negative 2. So, lagay natin. Yung horizontal asymptote na 1, lagay din natin. And then yung X Intercept natin na 2, 0. So, yan yon. And then yung Y-Intercept na 0 and negative 1. So, ito ay madadaanan ng mga graph. No? Itong X and Y-Intercept natin. Okay, next. Identify natin kung ano yung mga interval natin. No? Negative 2 and positive 2. So, ibig sabihin meron tayong tatlo na interval. Okay, so yan yun. X is less than negative 2 and x is greater than negative 2 but less than 2 and x is greater than 2. So, hindi ko na masyado i-discuss yung part na to kasi pwedeng yung balikan yung video lesson natin on how to solve rational inequalities. Kasi doon sa video lesson na yon merong example doon, nagagamit kayo ng sign table. So, then, kuha tayo ng test point. Any value ng x na less than kay negative 2, so kunin ko negative 3. And then x value between negative 2 and positive 2, 0 ang kukunin natin dyan. X is greater than 2, so kinuha ko 3. And then substitute lang din natin dito sa x plus 2 and x minus 2. So, ito yung makukuha natin mga sign. So, ibig sabihin, kapag x is less than negative 2, ito yon, positive. So, therefore, nasa taas siya ng x-axis. So, ito yon. So, lagay natin yan. And then, ito naman, yung sa pagitan ng negative 2 at positive 2, negative, ibig sabihin nun, nasa baba siya ng x-axis. So, nilagay ko ng arrow dyan. And then, yung x is greater than 2, so mula dito papunta doon sa positive infinity, positive siya, ibig sabihin no, nasa taas ng x-axis yan. So, therefore, ganyan. So, kapag ni-rough sketch natin yan, ganyan ulit. Okay, pwede natin i-check using the Desmos app. So ito yung actual sketch ng graph natin. Okay? So again, ito ay rough sketch lang natin para makita natin kung anong magiging itsura nung function. Okay, I have the last example. F of x is equal to 3x squared minus 8x minus 3 over 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Now, since trinomial ang given numerator and denominator, so i-factor natin para mamaya pag kinuha natin yung mga properties ng rational function, hindi tayo mahirapan. Okay, to find the domain, so we have two factors, 2x minus 1 and x plus 4. So, equate lang natin yung dalawa na yan sa 0. So, unahin natin si 2x minus 1. So, 2x is equal to positive 1. Divide both sides by 2, so x is equal to 1 half. Next, x plus 4 is equal to 0. X is equal to negative 4. Therefore, the domain is set of all real number except 1 half and negative 4. Yung zeros naman, tingin lang tayo sa numerator natin. So, equate lang din natin yan sa 0. So, 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. So, 3x is equal to negative 1. Therefore, x is equal to negative 1. Third bracket, divide both sides by 3. Another, we have x minus 3 is equal to 0. So, x is equal to positive 3. And then to find the X Intercept, papalitan lang natin, yung f of x natin, papalitan natin ng 0, so then cross multiply, that will become 0 times 3x plus 1 times x minus 3. And then, equate natin yung dalawang factors natin sa 0, makukuha natin si negative 1/3 and positive 3. And then, to find the Y-Intercept, so again, yung shortcut na sinabi ko, that is the quotient of the constant. So, yung constant natin dito is negative 3 and negative 4. So, that will become positive 3/4. So, yan yung Y-intercept natin. Yung vertical asymptote natin, yung restricted value natin. Ano ba yung restricted value natin? Kanina nakuha natin sa domain and that is 1 half and negative 4. So, horizontal asymptote naman natin, since equal, equal yung degree ng numerator and denominator, kunin natin yung leading coefficient. Ang leading coefficient ng numerator is 3, ang leading coefficient ng denominator is 2. Kaya yung horizontal asymptote natin is 3 over 2. And then, isa-isahin natin, ilagay sa graph. Okay, meron tayong dalawang vertical asymptote at meron din tayong dalawang zeros. So, apat yan. Lagi tayo nagpa-plus 1 pag kukuha tayo ng interval. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong 5 interval dito. Okay, aralin natin maigi, class. So, magsisimula tayo, of course, from the left side kung ano yung pinakamababang value using the number line. So, ano ba yung pinakamababa sa apat na yan? Of course, yung negative 4. Kaya nakalagay dito, x is less than negative 4. Anong sumunod kay negative 4? Okay, that is negative 1/3. So, dito, ang ilalagay nyo, gitna ni negative 4 and 1/3. Next, kay negative 1/3, that is 1 half. So, dito naman, pagitan ni negative 1/3 and 1 half. And kasunod ng 1 half is positive 3. So, pagitan ni 1 half at positive 3. And yung last, yung mas mataas sa 3. So, pwede kayo mamili ng any test point. Basta dito, mas mababa kay negative 4. So, ang kinuha dito is negative 10. Pagitan ng negative 4 and negative 1/3, so ang kinuhang test point ay negative 2. Sa pagitan ng negative 1/3 at 1 half, ang kinuhang test point ay 0. And then sa pagitan ng 1 half and 3, ang kinuhang test point is positive 1. At sa greater than 3, that is 10. And then pag sinubstitute nyo yan, dito, so saan ba galing yung 3x plus 1? X minus 3. Dito yan, sa factors ng numerator and factors ng denominator. So, kapag sinubstitute nyo yan, isa-isa yan, makukuha nyo yung mga sign na to. So, dito sa x less than negative 4, positive yung makukuha natin. So, ibig sabihin nun, above the x-axis. Then, yung x is greater than negative 4 but less than negative 1/3, ibig sabihin sa pagitan nila, yung graph natin ay nasa baba ng x-axis. Sa pagitan naman ng negative 1/3 at ni 1 half, yung graph naman natin ay above the x-axis. Sa pagitan ni 1 half at ni positive 3, nasa baba, yung graph naman natin nasa baba ng x-axis. And then yung x is greater than 3, nasa taas yung graph natin ng x-axis. So, tingnan natin. Okay. So, meron tayong vertical asymptote na 1 half and then negative 4. May horizontal asymptote tayong 3 over 2. And then, tingnan natin yung rough sketch niya. Ang sabi kasi, sa x less than 4, so ito yon above the x-axis. And then, pagitan ng negative 4 and negative 1/3. So, itong negative 4, and then ito yung negative 1/3 natin. So, pababa. And then, pagitan ng negative 1/3 at 1 half. So, since nakalagay dito above x-axis, so, kaya madadaanan natin tong graph na to. So, may mga case na ganon, no? Madadaanan nyo tong graph na to. So, yan. And then, okay, balikan natin. Sa pagitan ng 1 half, so ito yung 1 half and 3, so nasa baba, pababa naman yung graph natin. And then yung greater than 3, pataas. O ibig sabihin nasa taas ng x-axis. Okay, since ito yung rough sketch natin, no, pag sketch natin ganyan, and then ito yung pinaka-actual sketch niya. So pwede nyo i-check using the Desmos app. Okay, so yung range natin dito, since lahat, ibig sabihin nadaanan na yan, no? Okay. So, pwede nyo gamitin yung Desmos para ma-check yung graph.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button para updated kayo for more video tutorial. This is your guide in learning your math lesson, your Wow Math channel.